September 7, 1892, New Orleans, Louisiana. The Sullivan Challenge, the night that changed boxing. By the early 1890s, James J. Corbett had firmly established himself as one of America's top contenders. His polished style and reputation as a gentleman fighter stood in sharp contrast to John L. Sullivan, the reigning heavyweight champion, who symbolized the raw, bruising era of bare-knuckle fighting. For more than a decade, Sullivan had dominated the sport, defeating challengers with sheer power and ferocity. But he was aging, slowing down, and vulnerable in ways he never admitted. Corbett and his supporters saw the opportunity. A scientific, intelligent boxer could finally topple the great Sullivan. The build-up to the fight was intense. In 1892, the match was officially arranged for September 7th in New Orleans at the Olympic Club, one of the largest and most progressive sporting venues in the United States. It was to be fought under the Marquis of Queensberry rules, 3-minute rounds with 1-minute rests, and gloves, a clear sign that the sport was shifting away from bare-knuckle traditions. The fight generated enormous public interest. Sullivan was not just a champion, he was a cultural icon. He represented working-class pride, immigrant toughness, and American masculinity. Newspapers across the country hyped the fight as a clash between two worlds. The old-school bruiser versus the new scientific boxer, the working man's hero versus the gentleman athlete. Corbett was not universally loved. Some critics mocked him as arrogant, a dandy more concerned with appearances than fighting. Others, however, admired his brains, discipline, and modern style. For Corbett, this was more than a boxing match. It was a chance to prove that brains could beat brawn. On the night of the fight, more than 10,000 fans packed the Olympic Club, while many more followed updates through telegraph wires across the nation. This was one of the most highly anticipated sporting events of the 19th century. Sullivan entered the ring, a heavy favorite. Though heavier and slower than in his prime, his mere presence intimidated most opponents. He was the Boston strong boy, unbeaten and seemingly unbeatable. When he stepped into the ring, the crowd roared in approval. Corbett, in contrast, was calm, focused, and confident. Dressed immaculately, he carried himself like a man who knew he had a plan. His strategy was simple but daring. Move, jab, frustrate, and wear Sullivan down until he broke it. From the opening bell, Corbett executed his plan perfectly. Instead of standing toe-to-toe, he danced around the ring, flicking jabs and circling away from Sullivan's thunderous right hand.